Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you may be. Stamp collecting is fun, and we've got some lovely stamps on paper to look at today in this little compartment thing. Plastic folder. We'll throw some out onto the table. Throw all of them out, in fact, so that it's empty before your very eyes. And we will quickly come through and have a look if there's anything of any interest whatsoever in these stamps, which are all on paper, so have been cut off or torn off of envelopes or packages or parcels. And here we have Posta Romana. We won't separate them as such, but if there's anything fascinating, that's sort of, I don't know what's going on there. It is postal because it's got a cancel on it. 1963, 20th of July, Portugal. Ooh. There's something beneath it. And it was a Canada. So it's all across the world, really, what we're looking at. Italy. Ligure. Calice. Ligure. The Netherlands. And another. Very, very common stamps, those. The Queens. Talking of Queens, here's the fascist leader of Spain, General Francisco Franco. Queen Elizabeth II. I'm sort of separating these, aren't I? Excuse my inability to breathe and speak at the same time. Sinuses are very bad in this heat. The United States of America. I do collect US flags, so that I'm sure that's a very common stamp, so I'm sure I've got that, but we'll see. Mexico, a nice threesome. Archaeological element to this. Next we have USA again. President Eisenhower. And another. Italy. Mezzolaro. I don't know. This has been a bit butchered. It's a Polska sporty stamp. It's been butchered badly. Let's turn that, shall we? And that. That's not exactly better. Absolutely not. That is working on more Franco. Everywhere. Netherlands. Vetsenjung. Franco again. And again, so Barcelona. So quickly you suddenly become an owner of a collection of Franco. Very, very quickly. Australia, which I do love. I love Australian stamps now. Britain. More Queen Elizabeth. France. Look at that. Delauto, the automobile. So that's nothing too really exciting. Oh, actually, I have not got many Luxembourg stamps, so that's quite a nice little find. I suppose anybody ever goes there or leaves there, and it's so small, why would you send anyone a letter when you can just shout across the street? I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. Barracks there. And another Franco. Helvetia, which is Finland. More USA with a flag of the White House. Belgium, one of the most common stamps are these king stamps. Helvetia again. from Brugge. That's a nice council. From the Rhone Valley. That's the tractor going by. And there's Franco. 2. Netherlands. Queens. Belgian Kings. Netherlands again. Let's have a look what we've got here. Denmark. So the likes of you and me. Helvetia. So the purple version of that green, a 20, as opposed to the 10. Yes, we're getting lots of spares, airs and spares. Wow, we've got a lot of Francos. Someone was a fan, or some of them into Spain. Yeah, you'd expect Spain to be producing a lot of stamps, whereas Luxembourg, maybe not so many. Because, as I say, it's a tiny place. Nobody really goes there. There's nothing there apart from bureaucracy, I suspect. Romania. So, no one's sending any... Oh, look at that. No one's sending any cards. That's a fantastic council, that is. Almost perfect. Portugal. Franco. Hoya. Britain. Netherlands. Canada. Where did I put my Canada stuff? There. It's a nice pair, that. A nice pair of queens. And another. Franco. Portugal seems to be the same stamp. Not much in the way of variety from the Spain. And some may say from Franco. And again. That's Portugal, by the way, but not much variety from Portugal. Italia, so a different valuation. King. Kortrijk. I think somebody was getting rid of their spares with these. Bilbao, Barcelona districts, you can see those words. Wow. Bit of a curl up there, but not too bad. Well. Österreich, so a new country as far as we are concerned today, but a very, very, very old country. Salzburg, very old in its history and its size and its power as a power base and its influence on history, European history. Here's an interesting different type of Franco stamp. He doesn't look quite as a good uncle. He looks like someone's sort of strict uncle, really. There he looks less trustworthy. Canada. Pulling. There's another one. Pulling the same sorts of characters out all the time. Eisenhower again. So no Lincolns, no. No other presidents are popping out. Well, that doesn't go there. That goes there for Italy. Posta Magyar, so a different country. Polska. I think we're doing quite well for you could load these up on a piece of card, say. And you got a bit of a a collection going on in a number of countries. Netherlands. Particularly the Francos. Wow. You know, two Australian stamps I've had, both the same. Both the same. Belgium, also the same. Portugal, especially the same. So there has been some work gone on here, and it's all been put into the bag because these are no longer needed yeah. It's no longer needed, guys. You know, same for the Finland stamp. And here's the Queen's Head. You'd expect to get Queen's Head, but maybe you'd expect to get a few. So finally, Barcelona got a different Pamplona. So if you collect a nice Pamplona cancel, you know, I'd maybe trim that a bit. Trim it down and across. It's come from Africano from Africa. Democratische Republic, that'll stay out. Romana, same stamp. Franco. Denmark, there he is. And again, is this Odense? Wow. I mean, you can just load up a page with the same stamp. Look pretty neat. This is a nice cancel also. So look at that. Mühlgasse. Zurich. Helvetia, which is Switzerland, not Finland. And there's William Tell, possibly. That isn't. Nor is that. Franco is really bossing it. So these are, I would call, good old staple collectible stamps for you to sort of, I don't know what I mean, there's no value to them. There's influenced as much that you can get different cancels on them. You can load them up onto a page. You can, well, you know, you can swap them with your friends. You can give them away. You know, when you first start collecting stamps, I would expect these. You know, I mean, what are the chances of getting Mexico stamps in this lot? And they're all the same. So this is from somebody's collection, and he's decided to get rid of a lot of his spares. He's probably got what he wanted out of the collection, and is just moving these on. But they all tend to be very, very the same. Where's Italy? Where's my Italy stuff go? I don't know. It's disappeared under Spain, maybe. Another Mexico stamp. Yeah, so you read the psychology of the collection, you look at the collection, it tells a story in itself. You know what, you could get... Have we seen all the Franco stamps? Is the complete set there? I don't know. I doubt it. No, there's a random British Good King Wenceslas stamp posted in Skipton in Yorkshire. And we'll finish with a bit. Italy again got swallowed up. So it's the same sort of stamps from the same sort of countries, all on paper. But interesting, we'll leave it at that because 15 minutes have gone. We've only got these left to look at, so I'll look at those for myself. Thanks for watching, everybody. Time must fly. The one keep notable is the German one for my collection and from collection elsewhere. I will talk to you very, very soon. Have a great day. It's not as warm today in Britain. Nice cool breeze. Have a fantastic day. Stamp collecting is fun. Bye for now.